Today we have a very interesting topic, a topic titled Watching Your Emotions. This research is supposed to be in the process of changing psychology in potential competing ways. We have with a group of experts who are willing to tell us more about the subject. Tell us a little about the research that was conducted.
This research is on watching your emotions. The research involves a new technology that has been in development for the past 40 years. The new technology is the MRI. The MRI is a non-invasive procedure. Its function is to measure soft tissue. The MRI is not an X-ray or a CT scan. It does not use radiation, so it does not cause you any harm. The MRI has been in use since the 1970s, and the pioneers that developed the MRI imaging are Paul Lettenberg and Peter Mansfield. In 2003, they jointly received a Nobel Prize for their technology. The article explained by Philip Ross is an early report on how the MRI might be employed for uses beyond medicine, such as detecting brain structure in human thinking, emotions, motivations, and behavior.
Would you say that when you're lying or telling the truth, the lie or the truth comes from different parts of your brain?
Ross examines a study that tests the potential of the MRI to determine if a person is telling the truth. The fundamental basis for using the MRI is using it to read the brain. It can reveal brain functions at a particular time during the scan. Based on your personal experiences, you don't know. You can't feel anything different in your brain. But if we watch your brain function while telling the truth and lying, you can see which areas are active for the activity. The fMRI can do this, and it is far superior to the polygraph because polygraphs fundamentally measure responses separated from the brain and the subject's anxiety. The basic idea in this article is that when the brain is being observed and the subject is telling the truth, one part of the brain will light up.
What method was used to test the accuracy of the theory in question?
The method was simple. Participants were asked to select one of 3 envelopes, all of which had 5 of clubs and a $20 bill. The participants did not know the contents were all the same. They were then asked to memorize the card and return both the card and the money back into the envelope and conceal it in their pocket. Each participant was told that if they could successfully keep the card a secret from the computer that could analyze their thoughts, they could keep the $20. Keep in mind, no actual computer was involved, other than the functional MRI. Other participants received the 2 of hearts. These participants were instructed to tell the truth and not conceal what card they had. Each participant was then placed in a functional MRI scanner with access to a yes or no button. They were then asked, "Do you have this card?" We were aware of which card each participant had, but the participants didn't know this.
What were the findings?
The findings of the functional MRI scan were clear. The participants who told the truth about their 2 of hearts utilized only one brain region. And the participants who lied, there were 2 regions of the brain that went into action.
That sounds very interesting. What do the findings demonstrate? In other words, what's their significance?
So the findings were significant for 2 specific reasons. First, they showed that the MRI scanning may have important uses beyond medical diagnosis and perhaps can be a foolproof lie detector. And second, this study broadened our understanding of the amazing specialization of the human brain. The brain is extremely specialized, reserving specific regions for specific tasks. In this particular study, you saw one region dedicated to truth-telling and another dedicated to lying.
Does this mean we can now use the fMRI as a lie detector? What else will the fMRI allow us to do?
The fMRI lie detection is to be significantly more reliable than the polygraph tests because the fMRI does not track anxiety, but it reveals thinking process. But there are they raised ethical concerns from the studies. One study was similar to the playing cards, except they used actual lineups of human faces. The findings were essentially the same. Other uses for the fMRI were that the fMRI has been a great assistance to neuropsychological medicine in identifying the regions in the brain of schizophrenics that appear to be responsible for the characteristic loss of clear and rational thinking. There is also an increased understanding in the brain functioning of individuals with autism spectrum disorders.
What conclusion was reached?
So basically, the conclusion we reached was that the applications and utility of the fMRI to help us understand how the brain works, whether it be relating to lie detection, psychological brain disorders and injuries, or revealing variations in how the brains of people or groups of people are wired, are still largely unrealized. However, prior to the technology of non-invasive scanning devices, such as the MRI, our methodology for researching the brain directly was limited to surgery or autopsy. Now neuroscientists have the fMRI and other non-invasive tools to study, diagnose, treat, and cure brain-related disorders far more effectively than ever before, and perhaps even record your thoughts. Whether this technology will be put to good or evil purposes will depend on the ethics and values of the people who control it.